All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to high school football. Tonight's ball game comes to you from Alumni Field here at Rutland High School. And tonight's ball game is a junior varsity game between the Rutland High Red Raiders and the Mounties from MSJ here. Mounties coming into this contest with a record of 1-6, and the junior varsity squad from Rutland coming in with a record of 8-0. They finished up last week with a victory over the Middlebury Tigers. And the Mounties coming in here to wrap up the season. We'll have the freshman game also this week on Channel 15. Mark Carboneau here along with Ernie Sule to do the action for you. And we're minutes away from the kickoff. Both teams working out over here. And we're looking forward to a good ball game as you all know, when these two teams get together, no matter what level it's on, they always seem to entertain the crowd on hand here. So looking forward to tonight's ball game, and we'll be back momentarily for the start.
High Red Raiders and the Mounties from MSJ. Starting lineups for the visiting Mounties at wide receiver number 15, Tim Slater. Wide receiver number 17, Mike Pratt. At running back, number 21, Andrew Carboneau. Fullback, number 28, Mike Plucker. Wide receiver, number 36, Mike Galligan. Wide receiver, number 43, Ron Ryan. The guard position, number 61, Andy Abitel. Center, number 63, Josh Butler. 69, tackle, Jeremy Jones. 78, tackle, Ray Sauer. Number 81, wide receiver, Jack Larson. Number 16, the quarterback, Josh Bolgar.
Mark, you're set up for the defense.
Now for the Rutland High Red Raiders. Number 31, Mark Blanchett. Number 45, Ben Brown. Number 84, Hunter Brown. Number 80, Jason Irish. Number 70, Jason Johnson. Number 82, Keeler Keith. Number 40, Micah Kitzler. Number 12, Angel Shannon. Number 22, J.B. Smith. Number 60, Sean Town. And number 34, Jeff Whitmer.
Back at Alumni Field, ready for the kickoff. It'll be the Raiders kicking to the Mounties here in tonight's ball game. Junior varsity action from Alumni Field. And the last ball game for both clubs tonight, winding down the season here. Back deep here, we'll try to pick up those Mountie numbers for you. Well, let's see. Looks like number 43, is it? 43 is Ron Ryan. And what was 15? That's Tim Slater back there. So Ryan and Slater back deep for the Mounties, and ready to kick off for the Raiders is number 12, Angel Shannon. The Raiders coming in undefeated this season. The Mounties with a 1-6 record on the year. And it should be interesting. Shannon's kick is a good one. It's handed, let's see, 15. That's Slater. Look out! He's at the 40, 45-50, 45-40. And he's finally taken down at the 35-yard line. Quite a run back there by Tim Slater of the Mounties to get things started here. And the Mounties will go to work 1st and 10 and just about the 35-yard line of the Raiders. So a big play to open up the ball game here, Ernie. Well, let's see what the Mounties can do here. There'll be Josh Polgar at the quarterback position, number 16. He's got a lone set back there. They go with trips on the right side here. And the handoff. And there's a fumble. And let's see who's on the bottom of the pile there. Number 84 for the Raiders. And Hunter Brown comes up with the football. So the Mounties, right off the bat, they get a heck of a run back on the kick return. And they turn it over to the Raiders here on the first play from scrimmage. So now the Raiders will go on offense. It was a strange turn of events. So the Raiders go to work. They'll have, let's see, number 15. That's going to be Jake Eaton at quarterback. Number 11, I'm sorry, number 11. Number 15 at varsity, and number 11. There's the handoff to 22. That's going to be, let me get my list. J.B. Smith. I should remember from the last game we did. So Smith carries the ball for the Raiders. He gets it up to about the 38-yard line. So it'll be a 2nd down and 6 for Rutland here. Opening minutes of the ball game. Junior varsity action tonight from Alumni. The Mounties here started off an electrifying return from the kickoff by Tim Slater, and they were in good shape, and they turned the ball over on the first play from scrimmage. So the Raiders now, and Eaton hand off to Brown, or Smith, J.B. Smith with the carry that time, and he gets it up over the 40-yard line, about the 41. So it'll be a 3rd down and about 4 now for the Raiders. 10:18 left here, first quarter action from Alumni. Eaton barks him out now. He's got 2 setbacks, got a man split wide left, drops it back, and the ball is, pass is incomplete. Pass was intended for number 40 down there, Micah Kinsler for the Raiders. And a pass goes incomplete, so it'll bring up a 4th down, 4th and 4 now for the Raiders with 9:56 left here. First quarter action from Alumni. Okay, we've got a couple of 10s out there, Ernie. Okay, the strange thing is I've got number 10 here, Joe Caligieri on the program, or on the roster here. Yeah, he's split wide left right now. The Raiders a couple of setbacks. Eaton barks him out. Pitch goes back to J.B. Smith coming around the right side here, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. Coming up to make the stop for the Mounties here, number 21, Andrew Carbine. So Carbine strung it out along the right or left sidelines over here. Got a flag down on the play. And let's see what the call is going to be here. With 9:49 left in the first quarter, the Raiders were faced with a 4th down and 4 yards to go. Seem to be, let's see what the call is here. It looks like they're talking to the Mountie captains, but all right, so this is going to go against the Raiders. Let's see what the call is here. Okay, it was number 40 then, okay. So let's see, the Mounties will take over, I believe. So they're going to go on the, they'll go on the offense. That was a 4th down for the, we didn't get a signal as to what the illegal use of hands. He's Steve Marlowe now explaining to both benches. Illegal use of hands was declined by the Mounties, so they'll take over 1st and 10. At the 9:49 mark here in the first quarter of action from Alumni. So the Mounties get the ball back now. And at the quarterback position, that's Josh Polgar, number 16. And the handoff, and let's see. Boy, you got maybe a yard or 2 to begin with, and then the Raider line just pushed them back. Ball carried by number 28, Mike Plunkard. So Plunkard on the carry. And he was met by a host of Raiders out there. Coming out of the ball game for the Mounties is Colin Brannon, number 30. So the Mounties now with a 2nd down and 8. And the ball resting at just about the Raider 42-yard line. Polgar now barks him out, and a handoff. Number 21 there for the Mounties. That's Carbine again. On the stop for the Raiders, coming up there, number 56, Brian Pitnello. Pitnello on the stop, Carbine with the carry, and he gets the ball up close to the 40-yard line of the Raiders. So we're looking at 3rd and 7 now for MSJ with 8:48 left in the first quarter of play here on a cool night at Alumni Field. The Mounties going with the lone setback now. They got a couple of wideouts. Bogar's looking for somebody to throw it to, and he's not going to find him. He's taken down there by Kinsler, and also along with number 60 there for the Raiders, Sean Town. So Town and Kinsler wrap up Bogar, and the Mounties now faced with a 4th and 7 here. 8:14 left to go in the first quarter of action. A couple of receivers down there. 8:04 left first quarter. Okay, thanks, Walt. Geez, I got my glasses on tonight, too. I can't understand that. Must be the cool air. All right, there's the snap, and the kick is away. That's a good one. And the Raiders call it for a fair catch. And Smith on the fair catch down there for the Raiders. Trying to get the number for the Mountie punter there. And I didn't catch it. I'll have to get it next time. So now the Raiders will go to work here. Second possession of the ball game. 7:47 left. First quarter, no score. The Raiders and the Mounties here. Junior varsity action tonight from Alumni. Eaton barks them on now. He got a couple of setbacks. Kelligeri, and let's see. Eaton's going to take it himself. And he gets up close to the 25. We'll call it the 24-yard line. Jake Eaton on the quarterback keeper. And it'll be a 2nd down and about 8 yards to go. 2nd down and 8 now for the Raiders. The Raiders coming in with an undefeated season here for Coach Kevin Belomo, and looking to finish it out here on the upside tonight against the Mounties. The Mounties, all right, this is Eaton now, and handoff, looks like he went with Smith. J.B. Smith on the carry, and this time he's tackled there by number 30. And Colin Brannon on the stop for the Mounties. The Mounties playing tough defense here in the early going against the Raiders. 6:52 left in the first quarter. Let's see what the Raiders come up with now here. They've been using Kelligeri as a wideout on the left side here. Got a man split on the right side. He's got a couple of setbacks. Eaton barks him out now. Let's see. Dropping back now. Now he takes it himself, and he's at the 30, 35, up to the 40. Eaton 45-50, 45-40, 35-30, 25-20. He's gone to the races. Jake Eaton rolls out and takes it himself. No flags down on the field. And a touchdown for the Raiders. So the Raiders on the board first here with 6:14 left in the first quarter. A nifty run by Eaton, took it inside. Then he went outside with it, and he scampered down the sidelines for a touchdown for the Raiders. So they were on the board 6-0 with 6:14 left, first quarter of play here. And now the Raiders will go for the 2-point conversion. It's Kinsler split wide right. He's got Kelligeri split wide left. Got a couple of setbacks. It's Smith and Shannon. Eaton now barks him out. The pitch back to J.B. Smith. And going around the right side, and he got in. So Smith gets the 2-point conversion. And we'll take a timeout. It's the Raiders 8 and the Mounties nothing. All right, back at Alumni, and the Raiders have just scored here, 8-0. They lead over the Mounties of MSJ. The touchdown scored by Jake Eaton, the quarterback. Took the ball on the inside, and they cut back to the outside, and he scampered down the sidelines there for the first score of the ball game. So the Raiders on top, 8-0 early here. 6:14 left, first quarter action. Junior varsity action tonight from Alumni. There's the kick. And it's going to come up short. It's taken by one of the Mounties. Finally got a handle on it there. And let's see who came up with it. Looked like number 36 down there, Mike Galligan for the Mounties on the bottom of the pile. So MSJ will take over here, 1st and 10. They'll start at about their 34-yard line. The Mounties going with Josh Polgar, the quarterback. And he's going with a lone setback there. That's number 28. Mike Plunkard is the setback. He's got trips. And there's the gift to Plunkard. And he gets up over the 35 to about the 37. So Plunkard on the carry for the Mounties. And with 5:44 left now, the Mounties 2nd down and 8. Second and 8 for MSJ now. 5:30 left here. First quarter action from Alumni. Polgar with the handoff. Plunkard up to the 45, and he's into up over about the, let's see, we'll call it the 46-yard line. So the 46-yard line of MSJ, and Plunkard on the carry. Bring him up. All right, so the Mounties now with a 1st and 10, and the Plunkard with a nice run there right up the middle with 5:09 left. First quarter action. The Mounties driving here, 1st and 10, and they're at the their own 47-yard line. There's the pitch back to Polgar, number 17. That's Mike Pratt, and Pratt's going to be stopped there just short of the 45 by Angel Shannon. Shannon coming up to make the stop for the Raiders. 4:47 now, first quarter. And Pratt on the carry there. Shannon came up from his linebacker, inside linebacker position there to make the stop on Pratt. So the Mounties now looking at a 2nd down and 11. Polgar, he's got the single back out there. That's Plunkard. And a couple of wideouts. There's drops it back. Polgar wants to throw. And now he's got to run, and he's going to be stopped there. Coming up about the 43-yard line. Let's see who was on the stop. All right, 84 for the Raiders. That's Hunter Brown. And also number 34 was Jeff Whitmer. So Whitmer and Brown on the stop for the Raiders. So the Mounties looking at a 3rd and 13 now. And the ball resting at just about the 43-yard line of MSJ. They trail in the contest here. The Raiders 8 and the Mounties nothing here with 3:46 left. First quarter action from Alumni tonight. Polgar now drops it back. He's being rushed, and they're going to have him back there inside the 35-yard line. Number 70 to come up to make the stop for the Raiders. Well, let's see. Jason Johnson there making the stop for Rutland. And Josh Polgar went back. He wanted to, looking for somebody there, and he got a hard rush from the Raiders. So now the Raiders will, okay, number 17, there you go. Mike Pratt will be the punter, punting away here for the Mounties, and back deep for the Raiders. Another good boot. Looks like number 45 for the Raiders. And let's see, still on his feet. Finally knocked out of bounds there, just about the 35-yard line. So Ben Brown, and coming up to make the stop, Brown with the return, and tackled by number 89, and I don't have a name for number 89 for the Mounties, so that one we didn't get. I'll have to send you down there, Ernie, at halftime, and we'll... Okay. So the Raiders will go to work. Ben Brown, of course, saw some action on the special teams there on Saturday in the varsity game against the Mounties. So here's Eaton now with the handoff, and that's Brown again. Ben Brown, 30, 25, and he gets inside the 25-yard line, taken down there by number 28, number 15 for the Mounties. That's Slater and Plunkard on the stop for MSJ. But Brown picks up a first down for Rutland. So the Raiders go to work here, 1st and 10, with 2:26 left in the contest. And Jake Eaton will be at the quarterback position there. He's got Kinsler now, split wide right, and Kelligeri split wide left. Couple of setbacks. And a handoff to Shannon, first man through there, still on his feet, and he's inside the 20. And we got a flag down at the end of that play. Let's see what the call is here. Shannon on the carry for the Raiders. Okay, the flag, the penalty go against the Mounties. They're talking to number 66 for the Raiders. That's Josh Szymanski. And Szymanski now, they're going to take the penalty against the Mounties. So this is going to be a face mask against MSJ. And it'll be a first down for Rutland. This will move the ball inside the 10 to about the 8. We'll call it the 9-yard line. So the ball at the Mountie 9-yard line. The Raiders on top already here, 8-0 with 2:03 left, first quarter. And they're knocking on the Mounties' door again here. Let's see now. They send Kelligeri and Micah now. They switch positions. Kelligeri wide right, and Kinsler is wide left. Eaton barks him out. He's got Shannon, and a handoff to Ben Brown, first man through. And let's see, he got the ball just about to the 6-yard line. So a pickup of let's see, 3 on the play. So we're looking at a second down and about 6 here. Actually, second down and goal from the 6. The Raiders on top, 8-0 here, and they're looking for more. They got Kinsler and Kelligeri at the wideouts. Eaton now. And a handoff going into the end zone, standing up, and it's 22, J.B. Smith for the Raiders. And it's a touchdown, Rutland. So the Raiders now go up 8-14 with 1:04 left in the first quarter here from Alumni. Handoff went from Eaton to J.B. Smith, and Smith just big hole opened up, and he just rambled into the end zone here. And it puts the Raiders up now 14-0 with 1:04 left. And the Raiders will go for the 2 points here. Eaton at quarterback. And a handoff to J.B. Smith. This time the Mounties are going to stop him. And let's see who made the stop. That's 69. Number 69 led the charge there. And that's Jeremy Jones. And he had some help also in there. But at any rate, the Raiders get the second touchdown of the ball game. They're ahead now 14-0 here. 2-point conversion fails. So we'll take a timeout and we'll be back. All right, back at Alumni here. It's the junior varsity action tonight here, and it's the Raiders with a 14-0 lead here. 1:04 left in the first quarter of action tonight over the Mounties from MSJ. It's the final game of the season here for both clubs, and it is brisk tonight. We'll be back here on Wednesday night for the game at the freshman level between the Raiders and the Mounties. So plenty of football action still left on Channel 15. There's a nice boot by Shannon. It's taken by the Mounties, number 15. That's Slater. Here he is again. He started up the middle like he did on that first kickoff there by the Raiders. 56 on the stop for the Raiders, and it's Brian Pitnello making the tackle for Rutland. Slater took the kickoff from the Raiders the first time around there, and he rambled up close to the Mountie or the Raider 40-yard line. Nice run by Slater on the on that return. This one here, he gets the ball up over the 25, looking at about the 29-yard line. So the Mounties will go to work 1st and 10 here, and the clock is running with about 36 seconds left, first quarter. Polgar pitches back here to number 21, and that's going to be Andrew Carbine. And Carbine gets it up over the 30-yard line. Making the stop for the Raiders is number 20, Andrew Stevens. All right, so the Mounties now. Second down, and looks like about second down and 8. It's all right, Walt, I'll wait for you. 2nd and 8 now for the Mounties. And we got a whistle here. Let's see. Oh, okay, that's the quarter. All right, there you go. So at the end of the first quarter, it's the Raiders 14 and the Mounties nothing. All right, we're back at Alumni here. Mark Carboneau along with Ernie Sule tonight here for this junior varsity game between the Raiders and the Mounties. 14-0 the score. The Raiders on top with 11:37 left in the second quarter, just underway here. And the, let's see, the Mounties had just ran a play. Thought the Raiders had recovered a fumble down there, but I guess not. The Mounties will hold on to the football here. So looking at a 3rd down and 10 now for MSJ here at the quarterback position, Josh Polgar. And he's got a man split wide left. He's got a wide out on the right side and a handoff to Carbine, and he's going to be stopped there by number 34, the Raiders. And coming up to make the stop, let's see, 34 out there. That's Jeff Whitmer. So Whitmer makes the stop on Carbine, and it's a 4th down now, 4th and 13. Back deep for the Raiders. That's number 22, that's J.B. Smith, and number 15. I don't have a 15 on my, no, that's 45. So that's Ben Brown, and Brown at the 50. And let's see, tried to get some help from one of his players down there, and he's finally stopped. And making the stop, 69 and number 83 for the Mounties. That's Jeremy Jones and Dan Merchant. So Merchant and Jones on the stop for MSJ. And with 10:25 left now, second quarter, the Raiders will have the ball just at the 50-yard line. So the Raiders will go 1st and 10 here at the quarterback position. That's Jake Eaton. And he's got Ben Brown and J.B. Smith in the backfield there. Eaton, and he gave it to the first man through there. And that was J.B. Smith. He gets it up over the 50 to about the 48. So we'll call it the 48-yard line of MSJ. And 9:49 left here, second quarter. The Mounties on top, 14-0 there. Let's see here. Officials checking the football. It might be a little moist down there because it is a cool night out there. It's flat, Walt said. All right, so we'll throw that one out and bring another one. Well, I tell you, there's a lot of hot air up in the booth here tonight, so we can have Walt maybe. Just taking a second here. They're replacing the football. So the Mounties looking at a second, or the Raiders, excuse me, the Raiders looking at a 2nd down and 9 here with 9:49 left in the second quarter here from Alumni. It's the Raiders and the Mounties on Channel 15. All right, Eaton barks him out, and let's see, he's going to take it himself. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15. He's going to have another one. Jake Eaton all the way in, and the Raiders have another touchdown. Eaton on the score. Well, I'll tell you, he is some shifty runner when he gets out in the open field there. So Jake Eaton with his 2nd touchdown of the evening. And the Raiders will go up here 20-0 now with 9:29 left, second quarter action here from Alumni. Again, he took it into the middle, and this time he cut it to the right, cut it to the outside again, and went into the end zone. The Raiders have another touchdown. It's 20-0 now. Rutland on top. And I'll tell you, Mr. Eaton is going to have some future ahead of him here at the at Rutland High in his as he moves up the varsity ranks next year. All right, the Raiders with a man in motion. That's Kinsler, and we got flags and whistles. And I believe it's going to be a motion penalty. Let's see here. It should, like we got some movement on that line. And this one should go against the Raiders. Let's see. Well, the Raiders had a couple of backs there and were in motion before the play started, so They're talking with the, well, it's going to go against MSJ. So it was encroachment against the Mounties. Well, they had us faked all. Walt and I thought it was motion there for the, against the Raiders. So it was encroachment against MSJ. So the 2-point conversion attempt here, and we'll run it again for the Raiders. They'll move in a little bit closer now. That's Kinsler in motion. And Eaton rolls it out. He's got some man out there. J.B. Smith. Is that Smith? It looked like 22. Let's see. No, it's 82. Number 82 for the Raiders. And let's see. Let me check my roster here. That's Kieran Keefe. So Kieran Keefe, number 82 for the Raiders, on the reception there by from Jake Eaton's pass, and the Raiders go up with the 2-point conversion. 22-0 now. The Raiders over the Mounties. We'll be back. All right, we're back in Alumni here with 9:29 left in the second quarter. The Mounties and the Raiders on top here, 22-0. In the second quarter here from Alumni. It's a cool evening out here. Well, winter's not too far off, I'll tell you. Halloween tomorrow night. Ernie, you going out? Well, I didn't think so. They don't let me out either. There's a kick by Shannon, and it's picked up by the up man for the Mounties. That's number 17. It's Mike Pratt. And finally, he's tackled there by number 56 of the Raiders, Brian Pitnello. Pitnello's seeing a lot of action, and he's in on a lot of those tackles there tonight. Doing a good job on the defensive side for the Raiders. So the Mounties here will go to work, and it's just shy of the 40-yard line. We'll call it the 39. And with 9:18 left, the Mounties will have it 1st and 10 here, and see if they can't get something going here. 22-0, the Raiders on top at this point. Josh Polgar, the quarterback. Now they got a couple of setbacks in there. In the I formation, Polgar, first man through, goes to number 28 for the Mounties, and that's Mike Plunkard. Plunkard and Carbine seeing the bulk of the action in that backfield tonight for MSJ. Second down now for the Mounties. Second and, let's see. There's no gain on the, well, 2nd and 8. He picked up a couple on the carry. 2nd and 8 now. Polgar, quarterback. He's got two backs there in the I formation. He's got a couple of wideouts. And Polgar now with a give inside, and this is going to go to number, looks like number 30 in there. 41 on the stop. 40 on the stop. That's Kinsler. So Kinsler on the stop, number 30. And that was Colin Brannon. So Brannon on the carry for the Mounties. Kinsler on the stop for Rutland. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 2 now. Brannon with a pickup of 6 on the play. And the Mounties here desperately need to get something going here tonight. Polgar backs him out, and a handoff to Carbine, and he struggles forward. Shannon then on the stop there for the Raiders, and also he got some help from number 76. And that was John Paul Lavanciere. So that stops the Mounties, and now they'll be forced. They're faced with a 4th and 3, and they're going to be forced to kick the ball away. Back deep for the Raiders is number 45. That's Ben Brown. And also, let's see, number 20. Andrew Stevens looks like, yeah, Stevens is back there. This ball is going to go, well, it's headed towards Stevens. And let's see, it's going to be blown dead at the 28-yard line. There's a flag down on the play over on that far side. Now let's see here what's going on. Crowd didn't like it, so the crowd's into the ball game anyways. It has been quiet here, Ernie. Okay, so the Academy crowd over there across the way thought it was a fumble. And at any rate, let's see. I don't understand what the flags were for. All right, they're talking to the Raider captain, so this Looks like it's going to go against MSJ here. Let's see. One of the officials coming over and conversing with Gene Esposito, the head coach here on the MSJ side of things, the junior varsity coach for MSJ. I didn't catch that, Ernie. Steve Morrow gave the, okay, procedure. So it's a legal procedure against the Mounties. So the Raiders are going to have the ball at any rate here. 1st and 10 with 6:52 left in the second quarter, and the Rutland up on top here, 22-0. We're here at Alumni for junior varsity football tonight. Let's see if Jake Eaton is still in there at quarterback. All right, Eaton now. Hand off to J.B. Smith. And this time Smith is going to be tackled. It's like 15 made the stop for the Mounties. That was Tim Slater. Coming up from his defensive back position. So now the Raiders faced with a 2nd down and about 16, a loss of 6 on the play. 6:03 left, second quarter now. The Raiders on top in this one, 22-0. Eaton, and he's looking for somebody down there. He lets it go. He's got a man open, and it's caught. And a catch is made by Kelligeri, number 10 there for the Raiders. He had Shannon and Kelligeri, and Joe Kelligeri comes up with the catch. Nice spiral there thrown by Jake Eaton. Well, I tell you, that was a bullet. And Kelligeri, of course, Kelligeri's got the height down there. He's, well, let's see. Let's see what they list him at here. Kelligeri listed at, well, they don't have the, they haven't got the heights on the roster here. Take my word for it, though. He's a tall kid. All right, so the Raiders going to work 1st and 10. Eaton barks them out here. They've got, well, that looked like a busted play there. Fumble, and let's see who got it. Looked like the Raiders covered it. Number 66 for the Raiders coming up with the football, and that's Josh Szymanski. So he saved the Raiders on that play. It looked like a busted play there, and right from the get-go there, really, and a little mix-up in the backfield, the Raiders, and at any rate, they'll be faced with a 2nd down and 13 now. 2nd and 13 for the Raiders. Kelligeri now comes out on the right side. He's got Smith and Shannon in the backfield here. Eaton now, and a handoff to Angel Shannon, and he's tripped up just over the 40-yard line there. And there's the flag. I think Shannon there was kind of mad at himself. He wanted a little more on that run there, and he got just tripped up there. Otherwise, he would have had a little bit more yardage, and kind of took it out on the football, and he spiked it down there. So that's going to be a penalty against the Raiders, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Raiders, and that's going to drop him back to about the 27-yard line. So now the Raiders faced, let's see, that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 22 now for Rutland with 4:26 left, second quarter here at Alumni. 3rd and 22 for the Raiders. And Eaton at quarterback. He's got Kelligeri, and it looks like Kinsler on the other side at the wideout positions. Dropping back, and he's being rushed, and he gets it off, and it's taken by Ben Brown. And Brown's at the 45, 50, and he's in the Mounties territory, and boy, that's going to be, I think he got the 1st down, Ernie. That's quite a play, I'll tell you. Eaton kept dropping back. He was getting some pressure from the Mountie line, and he just dropped it off to Ben Brown there, number 45, and Brown rambled. Well, I don't know. The first spot he had, all right, they got the 1st down at any rate, but he rambled over the 50, close to that 45-yard line of MSJ, so the Raiders will have it 1st and 10 with 3:43 left here in the second quarter. All right, Eaton now barks him out. He's got Brown, and there's the handoff to Ben Brown, and this time he's going to be stopped just over the 45 to about the just at the 45-yard line. So Brown with the carry, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 9 for the Raiders. 2nd and 9 here, 3:18 left in the second quarter here. The Raiders on top, 22-0, and they're looking for more here. They started out, they had a nice pass play from Eaton to Kelly-Jury, but then they had a penalty, unsportsmanlike call against the Raiders. That dropped them back, and then Brown coming up with Ben Brown with the big reception. And let's see now, Eaton and the handoff, and this is going to be, let's see if we can get the number. 34 for the Raiders. And boy, that sounds familiar. That's Jeff Whitmer now. Whitmer's in there at the tailback position. So Jeff Whitmer on the carry, and he picks up another Raider first down. So the Raiders driving here in the second quarter, 2:44 left. And they've got another first down. 1st and 10, Rutland at the Mountie 34-yard line. We'll call it the 33-yard line of MSJ. And there's a flag down. Let's see what this is going to be. I don't see it wouldn't be too much time. Dead ball fall, encroachment against the Mounties. That's the 2nd or 3rd time they've called that tonight. Yeah, somebody's in that, what do they call it, the neutral zone there? Yeah, the old zone, there you go. So it's a 1st and 5 now for Rutland. And there's J.B. Smith. Look out, he's got some speed. Oh, that's, yeah, it is Smith. 22, J.B. Smith with a touchdown for the Raiders. And Rutland goes up 28 now. 28-0 for the Raiders over MSJ here. 2:09 left, second quarter. And I'll tell you, he looked like he was shot out of a cannon there. Boy, J.B. Smith took the handoff from Eaton, and it was, he was off to the races there. So with 2:09 left, second quarter here at Alumni, and the Raiders now will go for the 2-point conversion. The JVs, I'm not sure if they have a kicker or not as far as extra points are concerned. I'm not sure if they've tried one in the games that we've seen this year. All right, there's Eaton, and the give is to, let's see, 21. Got a flag down on the play there. Looked like, well, I'm not sure who got the handoff going in there. Well, I thought it was 21 for Rutland. If it was 21, that was Brian Hackett. He's at the fullback position. But we'll give it to Brian Hackett because there is a 21 in there. Okay, so the call is going to go against the Raiders. Yeah. Let's see. It's a clipping call against Rutland. And with 2:09 left here, they'll try for the 2-point conversion again. No, that brings up an interesting point, Ernie. I don't know if they have an extra point man out there, you know, someone that does the field goal attempts. Or at this level, you don't see that too often. Eaton's got a man wide open, Kinsler, and he couldn't quite find the handle down there. But I tell you, he didn't have a defensive player within 5 yards of him. So both teams come up the field. It's the Raiders 28 and the Mounties nothing. We'll be back. All right, back in Alumni here. Mark Carboneau on with Ernie Sule. Channel 15 tonight, and it's junior varsity action here. 2:09 left, second quarter, and the Raiders find themselves on top here. The Mounties 28-0 here in this annual junior varsity clash here at the end of the season. It's the final game for both clubs, and the Raiders want very badly to keep that undefeated season intact tonight. The kickoff, and it's dropped a couple times, finally picked up, and then he's tackled there by number 40, Kinsler. Let's see who got the ball for the was that yeah, that was Slater again, wasn't it? Tim Slater, number 15. So Slater on the return, and Kinsler getting down there in a hurry to make the stop on him. So the Mounties here go to work with 2 minutes left, second quarter. MSJ now a lot of work to do here first half, and 1:51 left on the clock here. Josh Polgar at the quarterback positions. The Mounties coming out of the I formation there, and the Raiders come with a blitz. The pass is thrown, and it was intended for Slater out there for the Mounties, number 15. Angel Shannon coming up from his inside linebacker position. He was, I'll tell you, he was blitzing all the way, and Polgar didn't have much time to get rid of the ball. So he overthrows the intended receiver. Actually came up short of Slater. And it'll bring up a second down now. 2nd and 10 now for the Mounties. And with 1:37 left here at Alumni, let's see what the Mounties can do here now. They're in the I formation. Polgar drop, and he hands off. Second man through there. I'll tell you, the Raider defensive line. Let's see who's on the. It is. I'll tell you, they're doing a job out there. I'm not sure who made the stop on that play, Ernie, but it looked like, yeah, it was the middle of the line. There was a whole host of Raiders there finally coming up and making the stop on the ball carrier for the Mounties. Number 30 in there now for MSJ. That's Colin Brandon in the backfield. All right, Polgar drops it back. And now he's going to and then we got a flag down. Polgar was rolling out. I don't know whether somebody caught his face mask or it's a holding. Well, I can't tell. He's on that far side there. Yeah, it's against the Raiders. Polgar rolled out to his right, and it looked like he slipped. And let's see here. They're marking it off against the Raiders at any rate. Maybe we can get an indication here after they mark off the yardage against Rutland. The call goes against the Raiders. Let's see. Dead ball fall, personal foul against the Raiders. So it'll be automatic first down for the Mounties. So the Mounties back in shape here. No, it's not a first down. It's a fourth down. Okay, my mistake. 4th and 1. And let's see, the clock is running. They're down to 40 seconds now left in the second quarter. The Mounties trail here, 28-0. And the Raiders, let's see, now they look like they're dropping back. Number 17 here, Mike Pratt, looks like he's in punting position. And this one's going to be, Pratt gets it away, and it's going to be taken down there by number 33 of the Raiders, and he ends up going up over his own man there, number 33 for Rutland. That's, let me see here, John McPhee. There's some new numbers there, new jerseys, so we're trying to get everybody in there. John McPhee on the return for Rutland, and he gets it back just over the 45-yard line, so the Raiders will go to work, and I doubt even if they'll even get a play off here. Their seconds remain in the first half. Looks like they may even run the clock out here. Let's see. I think that's just about going to do it. I don't think he's going to get a playoff. No, that'll do it for the first half of play. So after 2 quarters here, it's the Raiders 28 and the Mounties nothing. We'll be back for the second half momentarily. There they are, Mutt and Jeff. We're in good hands tonight, people. All right. We're back in Alumni here where we have the start of the third quarter here. And the Raiders on top in this one, 28-0 over their crosstown rival, the Mounties. It's junior varsity action here tonight. And again, on Wednesday night, we'll have the freshman ball game between the Mounties and the Raiders to close out the season. And the Raiders looking to go undefeated here this year. They came into this one with a record of 8-0. And the Mounties on the short end of things here thus far this evening, 28-0. And let's see if and the Raiders will have the ball to begin the second half here also. So back deep for the Raiders. That's Ben Brown, number 45. And a kick is going to go away from Brown. And this one's picked up by J.B. Smith. And he's at the 15. And let's see, carries one of the Mountie players with him up to about the, close to the 20, just about the 20-yard line. So the Raiders will go to work here, 1st and 10. And they'll have the ball just about at their own 20-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 Raiders at the 20. 11:53 left here, third quarter just underway. And a fairly good crowd tonight for a junior varsity game. Yeah, they did. They came in late, and good crowd on hand. Really, certainly not the kind of crowd you get at a varsity game, but still a good crowd here at Alumni Field tonight. And that's what you like to see, especially in these crosstown rivalry games, even at the lower levels here. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. And Eaton now, and he was going to hand off, and we've got whistles here, so handoff was to Ben, or J.B. Smith. Dead ball, it's a false start against the Raiders as we get the call from the official, Steve Morrow, down on the field. So the Raiders now back 5 yards, so it'll be a 1st and 15 now for Rutland. 11:20 left, third quarter action here from Alumni. Mark Carboneau along with Ernie Sule tonight. And also Walt Laddebush on the clock here, doing an excellent job as always. And you can let go of my arm now, Walt. Okay, thanks. All right, so. All right, here we go. Eaton now drops it back, looking, and this time he's going to be nailed for a loss. I'll tell you, he's been feeling a little bit of pressure tonight, but this time, let's get the number on that 28. Number 28 for the Mounties, making a stop on Jake Eaton. And that was Mike Plunkard. He's also the running back. He's a fullback for the Mounties. So Plunkard on the stop on the defensive side, and that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 23. Now, this is when Eaton's is dangerous, though, because I tell you, he just drops it back and he floats it out there and leaves it up to one of his receivers to do the rest. Yes, he can. All right, Eaton now barks him out, and he's got the handoff, and this time he's corralled. Let's see who looked like J.B. Smith on the carry. Smith on the carry, and Plunkard in again on the stop. So Plunkard coming up on the defensive side of the ball here. Mike Plunkard from his linebacker position makes the stop on J.B. Smith. And now the Raiders are faced with a 3rd down and roughly about 23 to go here. Raiders shuffling a couple other players into the ball game. Second half action here. Third quarter, 9:34 left. Eaton barks him out. And there's a fumble in there. Let's see who got it. Looked like the Raiders recovered it. Looked like Jake Eaton recovered his own fumble. So now the Raiders faced with a 4th down and about 28. I was going to say, the Mounties really needed, they dug themselves into a deep hole here, and they really needed to make a defensive stand, and so far they've done that. And back to kick for the Raiders is Shannon. Back deep for the Mounties there. And the ball will go over Shannon's head and out of the end zone for his safety. So the Mounties are on the board. 28-2 now, and the Raiders now will be kicking to the Mounties, and the Mounties will get the ball back. The snap was high, went over Shannon's head, and right out of the end zone. In fact, it almost went into the soccer goal down there. And the Mounties with a little renewed life here in the second half. It's funny how things can change around. 28-2 now, but the kids being what they are, they hey, you start doing some things on the plus side, and you'd be surprised what can happen here. So 28-2, 8:47 left in the third quarter here at Alumni, and the Mounties wanting so badly here to make a ball game out of it tonight. So they're pumped now, and they'll get the ball back. Of course, the penalties and, of course, the turnovers have hurt MSJ tonight here. They've had some fumbles and a few penalties to go along with it. We're going to keep it right here. The Raiders will be kicking. Let's see. Shannon will come in to do the kicking. Back deep for MSJ will be number 43. It's Ron Ryan, and also number 15, Tim Slater in there. So Slater and Ryan back deep for the Mounties. And Angel Shannon here to kick for Rutland here as the Raiders on top 28-2. The Mounties stopped the Raiders on the last possession there. Big defensive series for MSJ, and now the Raiders will have to kick. They had to take a safety. The ball going over, sailing over Angel Shannon's head there. He was just getting ready to punt it away, and the ball just sailed through the end zone. There's the kick by Shannon. It's going to be taken by Slater. He's at his 40, 45, and he's tripped up on a nice tackle down. Like, let's see, 45. That's Ben Brown. I'll tell you, Brown is all over the field down here for the Raiders. So Ben Brown coming up to make a nice play, and he drops Slater back, let's see, just shy of the 50. We'll call it the 47. So that's where MSJ will go to work. 1st and 10 at the Mountie 47-yard line now. And it's been all Rutland that first half. Raiders on top 28-2. The Mounties came out, made a nice defensive stand on the opening series here in the second half. So now the Raiders, or the Mounties, go to work now. Josh Polgar. And look out, the Raiders were shooting the linebackers, and Polgar is going to be nailed. They blow the whistle here. Boy. Shannon came firing through the line there. They shot the linebackers, and geez, it almost looked like Polgar didn't even have the football yet. They came in so... Yeah, they certainly did. They came in a hurry, and Polgar had nowhere to go. So this will set up a 2nd down and 17 now. 2nd and 17 for the Mounties. The Raiders 28, the Mounties 2 here at Alumni. Junior varsity action tonight. And that time they pulled them off. So the Raiders a little too anxious that time around. And the Mounties with the encroachment against the Raiders, so the Mounties will pick up the 5 now. So now it'll be a 2nd down and 12. And coming out of the ball game there for MSJ, that's 43, Ron Ryan. Now he's going back in. Him and Slater now go back in. Slater's back out. Ryan is back in at one of the wideout positions. Mike Pratt at the other wideout. The handoff, number 30, and they fumble. And let's see, the Raiders get the ball back. I'll tell you, that's been the story really for the Mounties tonight. They've to see who was on the ball for the Raiders. 70, number 70 coming up for the Raiders, and getting the fumble there for Rutland was Jason Johnson. So Johnson recovers the fumble for the Raiders, and now Rutland will go on the offense with 7:08 left. Well, the Mounties trying to put together a drive there, and once again the turnovers have hurt the Mounties tonight. So the Raiders go to work. This is Jake Eaton at the quarterback position, and this time the Mounties here. I'll tell you, on the defensive side, MSJ has made some definite improvements. Number 40, or 30, number 30 for MSJ coming up with a stop there. Colin Brannon making the stop for MSJ. And Jake Eaton there took the handoff and basically nowhere to go. So defensively, it's become a bit of a defensive game here now in the third quarter. 6:21 left in the quarter, and Kelligeri now. The Raiders going with Kinsler and Kelligeri on the right side of the wideouts. A couple of setbacks, and he drops back to pass. He's got a man open. It's tipped away. Well, I'll tell you, that saves 6 points there. Mike Pratt for the Mounties tips it away from number 84 of the Raiders. Hunter Brown was down there, had a couple of steps on Pratt, and at the last second Pratt stuck his hand out, tipped the ball away, and otherwise it would have been another 6 points for the Raiders. So that's a big defensive play for the Mounties. And with 6:08 left here, third quarter, the Raiders looking at a 3rd down and 12 now. All right, he's got Kinsler now, split wide right. And Eaton now rolling, being chased. And he gets it away. And the catch is made. Let's see if he was in bounds. Catch is good. No, he was out of bounds. All right, at first I thought they called him in bounds, and they called him. Let's see, now they're discussing it. Kind of hard to see from here. The Raider bench not happy with the call, but it's going to go. Catch was made out of bounds. So now the Raiders looking at a 4th down and 12. The Mounties able to withstand the Raider offense. I'll tell you, they rolled up 28 points here in the first half. In the third quarter, they've shut them down defensively. 5:58 left. Boy, he did. Jake Eaton being rushed under a lot of pressure, rolled out to the far sidelines. He let it go, and he laid the ball right in there. And unfortunately, was out of bounds. 4th and 12, they'll be kicking away. Shannon is in the boot for the Raiders. And this one's a high boot, but he corrals it, gives a nice kick away. And it's taken down there, fumble. And the Raiders are going to get this one back again. Boy, I'll tell you, the Mounties are snake bit tonight. Just haven't been able to find the handle tonight down there. That turnovers and fumbles have really hurt MSJ tonight. Number 40 coming up with the ball for the Raiders. Maybe Micah Kinsler down there. Closest man on the ball. So now the Raiders on the offense once again here. 1st and 10, 5:38 left here. Third quarter action. And the handoff, fumble. Jake Eaton recovers his own fumble down there. I'll tell you, fumbleitis here starting in on both sides. The Mounties have really been hurt by the fumbles and the turnovers tonight. They just they get a ball, they get the ball back, or they get a drive going, and then all of a sudden they make those mental mistakes. And now we got a timeout here. Let's see. All right, we got an injury out there. Looked like one of the number 89 for the Mounties, Brian Doherty, coming out, and looks like he's got some holding his arm or his shoulder there, so he's being replaced. And okay, now time is back in here. 2nd down and 13 for the Raiders. 4:58 left here to go in the third quarter. And again, we got whistles. Let's see. False start against Rutland. So it's a combination of some good defensive plays by the Mounties and also some penalties by the Raiders that have thus far kept them out of the end zone here in the second half of play. 4:53 left to go here in the third quarter. Yeah, we've seen that at least a couple times this year in the previous games we've done third quarter. We got a timeout here. Timeout being called by the Raiders, so we'll take a timeout. Back at Alumni here, 4:42 left. Third quarter action. Jake Eaton at quarterback now for the Raiders. Been in there all night. And let's see, dropping back. He's got Kelligeri looking, and now he's going long, and Kinsler, well, I tell you, he had Kinsler cutting across, wide open. And we've got a flag down. We got a clip against the Raiders. Well, I tell you, Jake Eaton rolled right, and he had Kinsler down there, Micah Kinsler, and he was wide open, but unfortunately Jake threw it just a little bit too long. Yeah. Well, I tell you, he can put it up there though, Ernie. And I'll tell you, he's got some future ahead of him here at the varsity level. Of course, Coach Norman bringing him up this year, and after the third or fourth game, and Saw some action in that Middlebury game up there against the Tigers, and that the Raider loss, and he's going to be a good one. Wow. 4:35 now, third quarter, 28-2. The Raiders on top. And let's see now, Eaton loses the handle, and I think he got it back here. So Eaton recovers his own fumble. Boy, I tell you, it must be, of course, it's frosty tonight down there. The frost is on the football tonight. Well, let's. Well, it'll be on the pumpkin tomorrow night. Well, I don't know. Stay in, I think. I'm not going to venture out tomorrow night. Really. 28-2 the Mounties, or the Raiders on top here, and it's a 3rd and 38 for the Raiders now. Let's see, Eaton, and there's a quick kick by Shannon, and I'll tell you, that one went against the Raiders. That was a quick, you know, it's been a while since I've seen that, and I've seen it done a couple times this year already. But I'll tell you who was big on that was years ago was Middlebury and South Burlington. They both used a quick kick, and it's that's the last and the first time I ever saw it, and I haven't seen that up until this year. But 3:45 at any rate left in the third quarter. No, it wasn't. It wasn't very effective at all. So that gives the ball back to the Mounties, and they'll have good field position here at the Raider 47-yard line. 1st and 10. Josh Polgar, the quarterback. And a handoff. Well, I'll tell you, there's a host of Raiders down there. Hey, those Mountie running backs don't even have a chance to get up to where Polgar is, and the Raider defensive line is in the Mountie backfield by the time they're there. I mean, they're really shooting the gaps out there. Getting up off the bottom of the pile there, number 83 or... Well, he was turned in the wrong... Coming off for the Mounties, number 30, that's Colin Brannon. And having a few words with Coach Brian Grady down there, the varsity coach in attendance tonight along that Mountie sideline. Polgar now, 2nd down and 9. And a handoff looked like Carbine, number 21. Andrew Carbine on the carry for the Mounties. On the stop for the Raiders, number 34, and that's Jeff Whitmer. So Whitmer makes the stop defensively for Rutland. 2:23 left, third quarter action here at Alumni. It's 28-2. The Raiders on top of the Mounties. Polgar now. The Mounties in the I formation in the backfield. He's got a couple of wideouts there. Polgar drops it back. He's not being rushed. He's going to be dropped. And big time there by number 70, Jason Johnson on the tackle. So Johnson busting through. And it's basically a matter of the Mountie line breaking down there offensively, and the Raiders are just busting through there. And this time they drop Polgar back to the Mountie 48-yard line. So this will bring up a 4th down and about 13 now for MSJ. With 1:38 left in the third quarter. Mike Pratt now back to do the booting, and back for the Raiders, J.B. Smith, and also Ben Brown back there. High snap, but Pratt gets it away, and it hits one of the Mounties on the helmet. Let's see. Boy, that was a strange play, wasn't it? So it hit the ball, one of the Mounties running downfield there to cover the punt, and the ball bounced off one of the helmets. Boy, I guess not. So the ball ends up at about the 27-yard line. So the Raiders will go to work on the offensive side of things here with 1:21 left in the third quarter. 28-2. The Raiders on top of the Mounties, 1st and 10. And the Raiders will have it at their own 27-yard line. Jake Eaton, the quarterback. He's got Kinsler in motion. And a handoff, let's see. Flag down on the play. Not much there. Maybe a gain of about a yard, maybe 2. Not sure who carried the ball for the Raiders. Might have been J.B. Smith. He's the last one walking back to the Raider huddle, so it might have been Smith on the carry. Going to be a holding call against the Raiders. So it'll be first down and, let's see, first and 20, I believe, isn't it? First and 20 now. First and 20 for the Raiders, and they'll have the ball just about the 17-yard line. The Mounties and the Raiders here, junior varsity action tonight at Alumni. We'll be back Wednesday night for the freshman matchup between the two schools. Eaton wants to go long. He's got a man down there. That's Kitzler. He's at the 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25. Goodbye. Micah Kitzler all the way down for the Raiders. And I got to look back and make sure there's no flags on the field here. Well, this one's going to stand. And the Raiders go up now 34-2. Well, I'll tell you, Eaton just dropped back, and he fired a perfect spiral right over. Kitzler caught up with it, and he just outraced the Mountie secondary. And it's now Rutland 34, MSJ 2 with 3. Let me see here. Let me make sure I'm right. No, we got 34. Is that 341 or 34.1? Boy, you got me on that one. All right, 34.1 second left here. That's quite a clock, that the new scoreboard here at Rutland Alumni Field. There's Eaton rolling left, and let's see, hand it off to, they made it. Well, you got the 2 points. Yeah, that was Ben Brown. So Ben Brown gets in for the extra 2 points for the Raiders, and they'll come up the field here. The Raiders 36, the Mounties 2. We'll be back. All right, back in Alumni here. Mark Carboneau along with Ernie Sule and Channel 15 tonight. And with 34 seconds left here in the third quarter, the Raiders on a pretty pass play. And it went from Jake Eaton to Micah Kitzler, and that covered some yardage. I'm not sure what the exact yardage was. At any rate, it was a pretty play, and they got 6 points. The 2-point conversion by Ben Brown was good. 36-2, the Raiders on top. This one's taken by, see that number 15, Slater? Slater on the return there for the Mounties, and he gets it up over the, well, I was going to say over the 40. Now they spot it just about the 34-yard line. 34-yard line, and the Mounties will go to work there. Clock is running now. 20 seconds left, third quarter. Let's see if the Mounties will get a playoff here before the end of the third quarter. And it's junior varsity action tonight from Alumni. The Mounties in the I formation now. Polgar drops it back. He's got some time. Now he starts to run. And he finally gets out of bounds up over the 45 to about the 46. Good run by Polgar there with about 2 seconds. He gets the first down for the Mounties. And some instructions there from one of the coaches along the sidelines. And Josh Polgar now. And I'm sure he'll be the, let's see, he'll be the backup to Todd Martineau next year. Martineau's got, boy, he's got a future. We got a couple of quarterbacks here locally, Ernie. Jake Eaton coming up next year, and Todd Martineau, of course, a sophomore this year at MSJ, handling the varsity. He'll be a junior next year. So for the next couple of years, he'll be well, yes, they do. Both clubs will be in good hands, and there are some good receivers, some speedy receivers down there at both schools, and boy, that's going to be interesting to see. All right, the flag was, the call was against the Mounties, so it'll go back to the 40-yard line. So now the MSJ, let's see, MSJ looking at a first down and 15 here. Polgar barks him out, looks, and he's getting rushed. He's got a man down, and that's Carbine. And, boy, there wasn't much on that play. Andrew Carbine, Ben Brown coming up to make the stop for Rutland. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. So after 3 quarters of play, it's the Raiders 36, the Mounties 2. All right, back in Alumni Junior Varsity action tonight here. Mark Carboneau along with Ernie Sule. And we start the fourth quarter of action with the Mounties faced with a 2nd and 15 here. Polgar passes. He's got a man out. That's Slater. And Slater makes the reception. And he's bumped out of bounds down there by, let's see, it looked like number 12, Shannon. Shannon and Kelligeri coming up to make the stop for the Raiders. But let's see. Well, I don't know. Did he get a good spot, Ernie, or not? Boy. Oh, he went out of bounds across the way, so it was kind of hard for us to see exactly where he did go out of bounds. So the Mounties will have the ball 3rd and 8, and they'll have the ball just about at the 47-yard line. Josh Polgar, the quarterback, all the way tonight. They got a man in motion down there, and he rolls, and he's got number 17. That's Mike Pratt, and Pratt gets it up close to the first down marker. And on the stop for Rutland there, number 21 and number 12, that's Shannon. Let's see, I'm looking for number 21. Brian Hackett. There's Mr. Hackett. Brian Hackett coming up also with Shannon, Angel Shannon on the play. So the Raiders now, or the Mounties now with a 4th and 4, 36-2. Polgar now barks him out. This is a big play here to keep this drive going for MSJ. Oh, they got a man. They're pitching it back. This is Pratt. And, boy, I don't think he got it. He looked awful close. He had to get up right about to the 45-yard line, and he came up, he came up inches short. So the Raiders will take over 1st and 10, and they'll have the ball in good field position just over the 45-yard line. We'll call it the 46 of MS, or actually their own 46. He's going with Jake Eaton still in there at the quarterback position. 10:47 left in the fourth quarter here now at Alumni Junior Varsity action, and we'll be back on Wednesday night to do the freshman game between Rutland and MSJ. Eaton the handoff, and this time it goes to Ben Brown. 50, 45, 40, and finally knocked out of bounds down there at about the 33-yard line. And we had a flag thrown after the play. I think this one's going to go against the Mounties here also. The Raiders on top 36-2 here. 10:20 left in the contest. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Yeah. So number 17 is exiting the ball game. That's Mike Pratt for the Mounties. The call was unsportsmanlike conduct against MSJ. And Steve Morrell came over and he ejected number 17, Mike Pratt. So at any rate, the Raiders will have the ball, 1st and 10, with 10:20 left here in the fourth quarter of play. And they're going to have the ball in good shape here. They'll be, let's see, we'll call it about the 17-yard line, make it the 6, yeah, about the 17-yard line. Jake Eaton, that quarterback, been in there all night. And let's see. Eaton barks him out. A couple of setbacks. And the pitch. And we got a flag down on the play. The pitch was back to, let's see, it can't look like number 32 out there for Rutland. That was Dave Collins back there. Dave Collins took the snap from, he took the pitch back from Eaton. And I think it's going to be, what, a procedure call against Rutland? Well, it's a big one. He's going to drop him all the way back to the 36-yard line. Clipping against the Raiders. So that drops him back to about the 36. So it'll be a, let's see, 1st and 25 now for Rutland. 36-2. The Raiders on top of the Mounties here in this one. .10:03 left in the contest. Jake Eaton at quarterback. Got a lone setback. You got a wing back and a couple of wideouts now. The pitch, quick one. And handoff right into the middle of the line there. Let's see who the ball carrier was. Let me get off the pile there. Let's. 21. So that's Brian Hackett, the fullback, at the fullback position. So, all right, so Hackett's out. And let's see. J.B. Smith is back in there. He's at a wingback position. They got Kinsler at wideout. Eaton drops it back. He's getting some pressure. He lets it go, and it's picked up by Ben Brown, 45. He's at the 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. He's in there. Touchdown. And we got flags. We got more flags down on the field now. After the touchdown, so let's see here. Looks like you got a clip. I think this one's going to be called back. Clipping against the Raiders. Well, a lot of times that happens. It sets up the, they set up the back. The quarterback's getting pressure. And they got a lot of people out of position, so it's hard. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to get back in the position with a play like that. So unfortunately for the Raiders, it's going to go against them. It's a clipping call. And it'll be a second down now. Second down and 25, and the Raiders have the ball just, let's see, we'll call it the 24-yard line of MSJ. So the Raiders now, 2nd and 15. 2nd and 15 for Rutland. And the ball at the Mountie 24. Beating at quarterback. And there's a double reverse, and this is Kinsler around the left-hand side. 25, 20, 15, 10, and finally pushed out of bounds. And let's see here. A little discussion, another flag down. Now it's getting ugly out here, I'll tell you. It's unfortunate that we have a lot of flags here tonight, and it's late in the game. A lot of unsportsmanlike conduct calls. This one's going to go against the Mountie bench, unsportsmanlike conduct, and that's unfortunate, really, between these two schools to have. You hate to see calls like that, Ernie. Yeah, it does. It really doesn't help. It doesn't help matters any. I think a lot of it's frustration on the Mounties' part. Of course, they're trying to do right things tonight, and they came out, I'll tell you, and they looked impressive on their first drive, and then of course they turned the ball over, and it's been one thing after another for them tonight, and they really never got on track. No, their defense is, I'll tell you, in the second half, I mean, the Raiders have put one touchdown on the board here, 36-2. But no, that defense of MSJ has not rolled over yet. They're still out there, and they're still a determined bunch. All right, Shannon's at quarterback now for the Raiders, and the handoff was to J.B. Smith. And Smith gets it up to the 5, just inside the 5-yard line of MSJ. So the Raiders looking at a second down now. Second down and goal. The ball just at the 5-yard. I thought he got inside the 5. Now they've got it marked back at the 6. So it's a second down and goal for the Raiders at the Mountie 6-yard line. Kinsler coming out for Rutland. A little bit of discussion after that last play there that Kinsler had the run on. And all right, this is Shannon now quarterbacking the Raiders. He's got a man in motion out there. And he's going to roll to his right. Looks like he wants to throw. And he's got a man down there in the end zone. It goes incomplete. Number 31 there, the intended receiver for the Raiders. And that was Mark Blanchette. So Mark Blanchette, the intended receiver for Rutland. And Shannon not able to make the connection down there. So it'll be a third and goal now. Yeah, you got to give credit to the Mountie defense here in the second half. I mean, the Raiders were just rolling over them in the first half. They rolled up 28 points. And they have stepped it up in the second half. But unfortunately, the offense not able to get gelling here in the second half for MSJ. The Raiders now with Shannon at quarterback. And a handoff, touchdown, Rutland. And I believe that's Jeff Whitmer in there, the tailback. No flags on the play, so the touchdown will stand. Jeff Whitmer, touchdown in Rutland, with 7:53 left in the fourth quarter here. So that'll make it a 42-2 game now. And let's see. Whitmer will come out of the ball game. He got the touchdown, went right up the middle. They gave him the ball, went right up the chute. And the Raiders add another one here now. Angel Shannon, the quarterback, taking over for Jake Eaton on this series. And let's see, going for the 2 points, and they're in there. Let's see who got the 2 points for Rutland. All right, number 20. And that's Andrew Stevens at the tailback position there for Rutland. So Stevens gets the 2-point conversion. They come back up the field with the score of the Raiders 44 and the Mounties 2. We'll be back. Back at Alumni here, and it's 7:53 left on the clock in the fourth quarter. And the Raiders on top of this one. Junior varsity action tonight. The Raiders 44 and the Mounties 2. And it's been a good night for football, but it's been frosty, I'll tell you. Winter's on its way. Here's the kickoff, and that kick by number 60 of the Raiders. Sean Town with the kickoff, and it's taken by Slater. Well, I'll tell you, he got nailed there on the other side. Finally stopped, but I don't know who made the stop for the. Let's see who the last one coming off the pile there. Joe Kelligeri was down there, along with number 22, J.B. Smith. It might have been Smith. Yeah, he is a hitter. J.B. Smith, I'll tell you, he's a tough nut down there. So now the Mounties will go to work on the offensive side. Slater coming off the field holding his side. So we got an official timeout. Boy, he took a shot down there in that run back. Yeah, Tim Slater out on the at the Mounties sideline here. So it'll be 1st and 10 Mounties with 7:23 left in the contest here. Josh Polgar drops it back. He's got a man over the middle. It's complete. And then they're going to rule it incomplete. Pass intended for number 81 down there, Jack Larson. He had it and couldn't quite hold on to it down there. So Larson couldn't quite find the handle. 2nd down and 10 now with 7:13 left in the contest here at Alumni. All right, the Mounties now, quarterback by Josh Polgar. Polgar's been in there all the way. 2nd down, 10. Drops it back. Now he's going to run, and he's up to the 40. And just shy of the Mountie 45-yard line. Number 33 for the Raiders coming up there to force him out of bounds. John McPhee for Rutland coming up to make the stop. So that'll bring up a 3rd down. Well, let's see. Now it's a 1st down? 3rd down, okay. 3rd down and about Well, we got a yard showing. 3rd down, a yard now for MSJ. Big play here with 7:02 left in the ball game. Polgar's got a man down there, and he overthrew him. Actually, he did throw it behind him, didn't he? Number 36 cutting across. It was Mike Galligan, and Polgar threw him. He was going to his left, and he threw to his right. So he threw the ball behind him. So at any rate, it's going to be a 4th down now. 4th and 1. Well, I'll tell you, I'm sure they'd like nothing better to do to keep the drive going here. I'll tell you, it's hadn't had much to cheer about on that Mountie sideline this evening. And a give is the big number 28 there for MSJ, Mike Plunkard. Now, well, I tell you, I think he got a good spot. I think he's going to have a 1st down. And let's see, it'll be interesting here. They got it. So the Mounties keep the drive going here with 6:54 left in the contest. And for all intents and purposes, and this, this contest is pretty much over. But they're building the JV programs, of course, the freshman programs. This is why they play these games, to get these kids ready for the varsity level. And if you can do a few things on the positive side and just keep working on them, maybe by the... All right, 1st and 10. Polgar drops it back, looking, and he's going to take... No, he slipped and he went down on the knee, so he's going to be down right there. All right, so the Mounties now with a 2nd down. 2nd down the bunch here. They'll have the ball just about at their own 35. The 1st down marker is they'll have to get to roughly about the 45 of the Raiders. He's got trips now. Polgar rolls it, and he's looking long. He fires downfield, and this one's going to be... Boy, I thought he caught it there at first. Intercepted by number 80. Number 43 for the Mounties there. Looked like he came up with it, Ron Ryan. And number 80 for Rutland, Jason Irish, comes up with the football. Boy, that was a strange play, Ernie. I thought Ryan had it. And then Irish comes up with the football for Rutland, so the Raiders will have it. And they'll have it at 1st and 10 with 5:37 left in the 4th quarter here. Let's see now. Angel Shannon coming in, the quarterback. He was at the quarterback position on that last series. So Jake Eaton will be out the rest of the night, and he had a fine ball game here against the Mounties. Shannon now barks him out. And the Mounties are going to be called for offsides here. Like the academy there, MSJ's only got, they look like they had only 9 men on the field, Ernie. 9 or 10 there, I counted. Yeah, there's enough out there now, but that first play looked like they were short 1 or 2. So it's a 1st and 5 now for the Raiders. Shannon with the handoff, and the first man through there. Let's see who that was. Number 21, Brian Hackett on the carry, and he gets it up close to the. Let's see, gets it into Raider or Mountie territory. He's up close to the 45. We'll call it the 43. Ball at the 43-yard line of MSJ, and the Raiders on the move once again. 2nd down, and they'll have 2 yards to go for the 1st. .419 left in the contest. Shannon with the pitch. And let's see, fumble. Pitch went back to Andrew Stevens of the Raiders, and he couldn't quite... Well, MSJ will recover. So the Mounties will get the ball back here with 4:06 left in the ball game, 44-2. 36, number 36 for the Mounties comes up with a loose football. Mike Galligan, so Galligan recovers for MSJ, and the Mounties are going to work now with 4:03 left in the ball game here at Alumni. 44-2, the Raiders on top of the Mounties here tonight. Junior varsity action. Now they've got, let's see. All right, Polgar's in there now at quarterback. Drops it back, looking. He's got a man out here in the flat, number 43, and he's nailed. Well, I'll tell you, he held on to the ball. Number 20 coming up to make the stop. That's Andrew Stevens for the Raiders. Making the catch for the Mounties was Ron Ryan. So Ryan with the reception. And there with the welcome wagon there to was Andrew Stevens. 3:17 left in the contest now. The Mounties with a 2nd down and 8. So after all that, they picked up 2 yards on the play. 2nd and 8 now. Polgar barks him out. He's got a lone man there in the setback position. Drops it back, looking, and he's going to be tackled there by number 50 for the Raiders, and that's Chris Fitzgerald on the stop, coming up from his defensive tackle position. So that'll bring up a 3rd down now. 3rd and 18 now for MSJ. 2:42 left in the ball game. It's been a frosty one here. Polgar, the handoff, and this is 28, Mike Plunkard. And this could be enough for a 1st down. Let's see. Well, I'll tell you, it was a nice run by Plunkard. Took the ball, went right up the gut, and he picks up a Mountie 1st down. So with 2:17 left in the ball game, the Mountie's going with the no huddle offense here. Polgar drops it back. Plunkard, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. And Plunkard out of bounds. I don't know whether he got out of bounds or not. I guess he was. Finally knocked out of bounds there by Shannon for the Raiders. And Plunkard on 2 nice runs now, back-to-back here. Took it this time. He went left. And he rambled down the left side of the field there, and he picked up another 1st down. So that's 1st down for the Mounties here. 1:59 left in the ball game. Polgar barks him out. And this time, let's see. Is that Plunkard again, Ernie? Same guy. Plunkard on the carry. That time the Raiders are waiting for him. Of course, he looks a little beat there from that last run. Timeout MSJ, and we'll take a timeout. All right, back at Alumni here, 1:37 left in the contest, and the Mounties have it 2nd down and 9. Polgar drops it back. He's got a couple of guys down there looking, and let's see. Gets away, scrambles away, still on his feet. Still looking for somebody. Now he fires it, and it goes incomplete. Well, I'll tell you, Polgar put on about 5 miles here, back and forth across Alumni Field, and he finally got rid of it. There's a couple of receivers down there. The pass goes incomplete. And it's going to be a 3rd down. Let's see, 3rd and 9 now for the Mounties. 1:22 left in the ball game here. All right, the Mounties now 3rd down and 9. Josh Polgar, the quarterback here. The Raiders on top, 44-2, with 1:22 left in the ball game. Polgar now drops it back, and he fires it long. He's got Slater down there, and he overthrows it. And we got a flag down. See who this is going to go against. I didn't think the ball was really catchable. Of course, they might have the Raiders here now for interference. Yeah, it's going to go against the Raiders for pass interference. Yeah. So this could be the Mounties' chance here. They got 1:16 left here in the ball game, and the Raiders on top, 44-2. Now, you know that Raider defense, yeah, definitely doesn't want to give a touchdown up at this stage of the game here. 1:16, they've played, on the defensive side, they've played a whale of a ball game here, forcing the mistakes and the turnovers. And, of course, the Mounties would love nothing better to do here to put at least one touchdown in here. Polgar rushing, or rolling, going to keep it himself. He's at the 10, just about the 10, make it the 12. He got just about the 12-yard line, and then he was dropped by a host of Raiders down there. Coming up off the pile there, number 52 for the Raiders. Let's see, number 52, and I don't have a name for number 52. No, I don't think that's who it is. But all right, we got a 2nd down and 11 now for MSJ. 38 seconds left in the ball game. Polgar, they go to the big man, Plunkard, and boy, I'll tell you, Mounties will call a timeout here. 28 seconds left in the ball game. Plunkard got the handoff, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 11 now for MSJ. We'll be back. Back at Alumni here in the waning seconds of the ball game. 28 seconds left, and it's 44-2 the Raiders over the Mounties. The Mounties trying to punch one in here. This is Polgar. He's looking. He's got a Slater out there, and it goes incomplete. Polgar going for Slater in the far corner of the end zone, and the ball falls short here. It'll bring up a 4th and 10 now for the Mounties. A 4th and, well, let's see, where the, actually, no, it's a 4th and 10 because the ball is at the 11 there, just about, isn't it? They are down, yeah. We'll call it a 4th and goal. And 4th and goal for MSJ, and this would probably be their last shot here. Let's see, Polgar, and he wanted to go to Slater, and the pass is incomplete. So the Raiders will take over here with 19 seconds left in the ball game. That is too bad they couldn't punch one in. They came so close, Ernie. Oh yeah, they would have felt a heck of a lot better at this point. They've had a tough ball game. Take nothing away from the Raider defense tonight. The Raiders took it right to them, and unfortunately, the Mounties with some turnovers and a few penalties thrown in there didn't help them that much. 19 seconds left, and let's see. I think Shannon's just going to take a. That'll probably do it there with 15 seconds left. The clock running. And that'll do it. So from Alumni Field, the final of tonight's junior varsity contest, it's the Rutland High Red Raiders 44 and the Mounties of MSJ 2.